Good morning. It's Monday. It's actually Memorial Day. I didn't know that. I'm used to Memorial Day being late in the year. In the month, rather. So, not too much to talk about. We'll get to Trump's baby attitude in a minute. I want to really salute. I got to tell you, I am a Bruce Springsteen fan in the fact that I love his live stuff. I'm not all that. A lot of other things he does, I'm really not positive about. I don't think he's a poet laureate of his, maybe his generation, which is supposedly mine, because we're about the same age. But mine is Bob Dylan, and will always be Bob Dylan, and I really don't see those two as being close friends anytime, but they say they are. We'll have to wait and see with that one too. But these guys are these older musicians, except for the one that I like a lot. I'll have to come back to that one in a minute. My mind farted. But they're the ones doing the work that the Democrats should be doing. The Democratic Party. They're not coming out and saying they're Democrats, although a lot of them supported Kamala when she ran for president. And I supported Kamala. I won't do it again. Not because she's a bad person. I just don't think she's a good politician. I think she might be too honest. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. But she hasn't got what it takes to go to war with a mindless cretin like Donald Trump. I support these guys. All the women that have come out to support Springsteen, but what he said and what Trump said about him afterwards, I mean, Trump was nothing more than a little baby crying, using childish remarks, childish insults, rather than coming at him with some sort of factual statement that, could put him down. But no, he couldn't do that. He just, I mean, and it was nice at the end of the shows. I think this was in Manchester, one of the shows when Taylor Swift came out, and she supported Trump. I mean, not Trump, but Bruce in this anthem. Bruce right at the moment isn't supporting anybody. Bruce is just pissed off at Donald Trump for being Donald Trump, and it's amazing that you have hundreds of thousands of people supporting these two people, Bruce Springsteen and my mind is floating around, but anyhow, Taylor Swift and whatnot, and some of the others that are out there that are. But the problem with this, biggest problem with this, is they're billionaires, and it's difficult for a billionaire to connect with the working public. But Bruce does a fairly good job of it, and Taylor's doing a good job of it, treating people fairly, making the attempt to talk to people at her concerts. Maybe she doesn't talk as much politics as Bruce did on this tour, but she doesn't like Donald. And there isn't a female musician out there that should like Donald Trump. There isn't a female politician out there that should like Donald Trump, but they do. Because they're rich and they're getting richer by the minute. That's the thing that really, really, really surprises people. They just, they don't understand that. he's no good for women. He doesn't dislike women. He just thinks that they're beneath him. He's got that 1800s mentality, you know. Women should be barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen, you know. Well, you know, I think Trump should be shackled in an orange suit and in a penitentiary, but that's, you know, how it goes, you know. I think that there's some sort of movement coming along. I hope Bruce's speeches can motivate young people into getting involved and going after this meatball before he completely destroys the United States and all the other people in you know, that good people end up in jail. Just not right. Going along with Trump, Trump is finally going to be able to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which is the remnants of Obamacare, which he hated from day one because he hated Obama because Obama was black. And nobody ever brought that up. And nobody ever said that, you know, that was the main reason why he went after Obama with the birther and everything else. It was a completely racial issue. He hated Obama. Now, whether there was more to it, I guess, than that, because he did talk to he had black people in his cabinet at one time. You know, not now, I don't think there's anybody black in his cabinet, but, you know, that's okay. Because there's no place for those people to hide when he's gone. And there's going to be some retribution on the other side, I think, which I don't think is right, but, you know, you never know. You're going to have to, there's going to have to be a purge of a lot of people to bring back any semblance of what type of government that we used to have. And I'm not sure that that's the greatest, that was the greatest government the world has ever seen, but it was good for me. It made my life easier and happier, and it's the only one I know, really, so, you know. And I went through all the different phases of it, being, you know, coming on 80, I'll be 80 in January, so, you know, I've seen a little bit of this world, you know, and I talked to people from all over the world, you know. It's like, I've talked to soldiers that were in World War II, this was a while ago, of course, veterans, and they told me stories about a couple of them liberated prison camps, and they tell you stories about that, you know, and it's true. And older people, we have the history, you know, we have the knowledge to help, but I don't want to govern anything because I'm not ready to, I'm not capable of doing that. That's, you know, there was a point in time maybe I would have been, but not now. I'm old and, you know, my mind fades in and out every once in a while. I'm having a bad Monday, by the way, you know, if you can't tell already. Forgetting Taylor Swift's name and all that, you know, in the beginning, and stuttering and just prolonging the agony as I go along. But so Trump's got to win what that's coming up. Supposedly his plan will actually work, but you never know. You know, with him, he'll find a way to screw it up. Now you read an article that I saw in Rolling Stone, I think. Might have been Mother Jones, but I'm good with Rolling Stone, where they say there are people out there that can stop Donald Trump's progress towards authoritarianism. But my question is, will they? Or will they sit back like they have for years now and just watch things happen? You know, I told you I have a friend like that. He doesn't like to get involved, and you know, he's managed to skate through life. Several of my friends are like that have managed to skate through life unscathed by anything that other people would find traumatic. You know, I'm not talking about personal stuff. I'm talking about you know, your business life and what have you, and your career life. All right, so I don't know if we have the ability to stop Trump. That's the people. I just don't know if they're going to be willing to try, you know. But one of the things with him, and you know, if you get involved and you go against him, you're going to get a lot of baby insults thrown at you. You know, you're an idiot, you're a scumbag, you're a shriveled up prune, or whatever he wants to call you. You know, and then you know you see people come back and say, "Well, you take a look in the mirror, you orange-faced, you know, whatever." And I look at it this way: if you want to accuse me of doing something, accuse me of being what some people call liberal, where it means that I have respect for black people and respect for other nationalities and whatnot. And I guess that makes me a liberal, because I'm not a white supremacist, which is, you know, the direction he's headed in. Right now, he's just inching towards a South African apartheid type personality when it comes to people of different colors and whatnot. But Trump can't stand to be disagreed with. He doesn't know how to fight back in a way that would prove that he is who he claims to, you know, that he's the great leader and the sophisticated individual that he claims to be. He has no sophistication as far as I can tell, just based upon what he does. He's got this, right now he's in the opinion that he doesn't have to worry. He's not going to be running for re-election. He doesn't have to be worried about getting re-elected again, so he can trash this country, take all the money he wants, put it in his bank account, and walk away scot-free. This is where he's headed, ladies and gentlemen. This is what he's trying to do. This is everything that he's done is about himself. Now, he just posed the tariffs, the 25% tariff. This is an example of him working for himself and his rich friends. He just paused the 25% tariff on the EU till July 9th. I think it's July, but I think it's the 9th is what the date that comes to mind. All that's going to do is make the stock market react in a positive way, probably. So he's playing a game, and judging by the way things went the last time, and I watched certain stocks that I have not interest in, but that I find to be indicators for me, and I watched them in the as things have been going on, and you see they go up, and when they get to a point, then he does something that makes them go down, and then he turns around in a week or 2 weeks, he makes them go back up again. And for people like that have a lot of money, like Zuckerman, Gates, Musk, and what have you, these people that are on his side, they know about some of this stuff in advance, you know, and they're playing the stock market, or they're some relative or some person they've hired is playing the market for themselves, so that it doesn't get traced back to them. And the reason it's not getting traced back to them that fast anymore is because of the way news is being handled, and there's so much censorship, and people are afraid to whisper anything negative that deals with Trump. So they're making a ton of money. In the meantime, he's running around very immature, very, very immature man for his age, being a crybaby, and complaining about everything and calling everybody silly little childish names, which is, again, being a crybaby. So he's just... That makes me laugh. I mean, you call them an idiot. You sit there, you go online, you're calling people scum. You know, it's Memorial Day. You think you can take a day off from... No, it goes on online, and everybody's a scumbag or this, that, and the other thing. You know, I mean, I could spend probably 5 minutes calling Trump every name I could possibly think of. I have a good vocabulary when it comes to that. But I don't think I'm going to waste my time doing it, because it doesn't work. His temper tantrums, and I think that's the thing that scares people the most about Donald Trump. Not that he's going to, because he's being very reactive right now. He has, if you say something bad about him, he comes at you, boom. And he doesn't think about what he says or what the consequences of what he says, because as far as he's concerned, he has that Nixon attitude that you saw if you were around at the time he got impeached. That he says if the president does it or says it, it's not wrong. It's right. So Trump believes that everything he says, he can't be criticized for it. It's true, and you just have to deal. You know, I can say whatever I want. I'm the president of the United States. I still say my dream, and I don't know if I got 2, 3, 4 years left, maybe more. I don't know how many. I may have months left. I have no idea. Nobody knows how long they're going to live. But my dream before I die is to see him being dragged out of the White House in handcuffs and leg irons. It literally dragged. And then put in an orange jumpsuit and have to appear before the judges that he's criticized. You know, some judge that he's called some sort of vile name in his one of his tantrums. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. Yep, that's it for today. Unless something comes up later. Keep an eye on Bruce, because he's supposedly trying to keep Bruce out of the country too, so that ought to be fun. You know, just other ways to hurt him, but that's not it. Anyhow, that's it for me. Please go hit the subscribe button, like me, hate me, whatever. But show some sort of reaction over there, if you could, please. Comment if you want. I know you don't, judging by the amount of people that are watching me now, I don't think that this format or the or YouTube is a place to go to criticize Trump every day. But we'll see. I'm still very much a supporter of YouTube, and they've been very good to me. And I'd like to, you know, I'd like you to subscribe. It doesn't, like I say, I don't make any money, but you know, it's something to do. Okay, so have a really good day. It's a Monday. How can you have a good day Monday? It's Memorial Day. It's a holiday. So Tuesday's going to be the Monday of the week. Although Trump tried to make this a typical Monday. But have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.